Don't you know that you're beautiful, just the way you are, just the way you came. Don't you know that you're beautiful, no matter what the scars. Hey Friends Clan, thank you for tuning in to another episode. I am here. Remember in the intro video, I told you that I have some dope friends and I'm going to be highlighting each one of them either weekly or monthly, where they just talk about things that they have going on and where you can learn a piece of their wisdom, because I hang around some smart, funny, dope women. Today's episode is going to be one of my close friends. I call her light skin Kisha. She hates that, but it's up. She's a very, very good friend of mine. She is a published author. She is a mom of two. She is a grandma, but she don't look like it. She is a very good person. She's usually my friend that I go to for advice as far as wisdom. She's a little older than me. She gives me that sound advice on how to communicate better, how to be more graceful, a nice, even tone, because I can turn up sometimes. So she keeps me a little bit, honed in. So I'm so happy that we're friends. I just want to sit down and I'm gonna ask her a few questions and kind of go over like her life, her story. It'll be brief, just so you can get an insight on who she is. At the end of each segment, I'll ask her to give one piece of advice or some tips. It's gonna be fun. So this kicks off the series. So I want to thank you so much for taking time and let me interview you today. It's gonna be some good information. A little bit about yourself. Keep it brief. Where you from? Who is Kisha?
Well, I don't like light skin Kisha. That's for sure. That's part of Kisha. No, but I am from the south side of Chicago. I grew up in the South Shore area. I am a mom. I'm a grandma. I am a published author. I am a woman that loves to cook and, serve. I'm in my soft girl season. So that's kind of a quick synopsis, I guess.
I like that. I like that. So when I started the interview, I asked you, is there anything that you didn't want me to mention on camera? You've recently started your own YouTube channel. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You hit your deadline by your birthday. What is your channel about, if you don't mind me asking?
So my channel is called Embracing the Worthy Experience, and it's really just like a video journal for me. It's really something for me to build my confidence, to be more confident in myself. And hopefully if somebody watches and they take something from me like, man, that was really good what she said, or one of my experiences helped somebody, I am happy. I just want people to be kind of aligned with embracing who they are and knowing that they are worthy of all good things. It took me a long time to get there. So
to be worthy, what does that mean? I mean, we all, say that we know our self-worth and we know we are self-loved, but truly summing it up, what does it mean to know that you're worthy?
I think your worth is identified by knowing who you are truly. And so a lot of times we walk around and we don't know who we are. We not healed, we broken, we got things going on, and we just think we know who we are. And we think we just found it, we got a foundation of worthiness, and sometimes we don't. So I think embracing the worthy experience, or just worth in a whole, is knowing who you are, being grounded in who you are, and knowing that you truly internally, not just like surface level think, I deserve this just because. No, I've done the work. I'm worth it because I have done the work and I know who I am. I think that's the difference in really walking and identifying your worth.
That's good. So I'm interested to know, why didn't you want me to share that channel though? Because that's a really good thing, to embrace who you are. Because like you said, a lot of us, we don't know who we are. We live in this identity of who we think people want us to be or who we were told to be. But your channel is about embracing that worthy experience. So it looks like you did some healing. I'm so excited because I've seen your journey, and I am so happy that you are on the other side of things. Yes, you have ways to go. We all do. But on your journey, you've done a lot, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So why didn't you want me to talk about your YouTube channel?
So for me, I was keeping my channel kind of private because, again, it's like a journal. It's like a diary for me. And it's really for me to grow and for me to become my best self, and for me to just kind of like let out how I feel and how I have evolved and where I'm coming from and share my experiences. So unfortunately, we know that a lot of times people, they only know you for who you were. So they're going to identify you there all the time. And I just didn't want the critics. I'm still healing. I'm still growing. So strangers are a little bit more accepting of you because they see where you're going and where you are. But people, it's like, she just capping. Ain't that what they say?
Yeah.
She's just capping. That's who they don't really want to see past who you were. So I'm just taking my time. Eventually, I'll share it with the public, like put it on my page or something like that. But right now, I'm enjoying the strangest, like, I got something from you, because it helps me. And it's like, wow, I really have grown. I really have developed into like the person I want to be, or I'm becoming the person I want to be.
I love that. I love that. And congratulations on your books. What do you have? 2, 3?
I actually have 3 published books. So my first book was published like 12 years ago. I'm so mad I didn't know about social media and stuff then, because I would have really pushed it. It was good. Then I have another book about dating, where I interview like corporate guys and white collar guys and just the average guy about why women are 35 and single. And then I have another one, preparation, not desperation. I almost forgot. So that one is kind of just like being prepared to be a wife. And I know a lot of times people be like, how you writing about relationships and you ain't had one, or you ain't in one? But I ask people, I talk around, I observe. So
that's good information. And I'll be sure to link her books. You know, if anyone's interested, they are really some good reads. I've read all of them myself. So like I said, I'm really interested to know what people would think once they read it. Are you single?
I am.
And how do you feel being single in your 40s? I know as your friend that you do want marriage. You do want that special love, that person. What can you say about the dating life in the 40s briefly? What would you say?
I actually think that it's harder. A lot of people say it's easier because you know what you want and all of that. But I think it's harder because just as we as women know what we want, men know what they want. Who they are is where they're going to be. Like, it's no growth. So I think like young men, they have an opportunity to kind of grow with the person and they kind of get it. What older guys, it's like, hey, you got to meet somebody and figure out what 80% I can handle and what 20%. I do think it's harder. People are settled, and then at my age, people are divorced. They don't want to remarry, or, you know, some just waited until this age and they want kids, and that's not on my ministry. I'm not having no more kids. Yeah, I think it's a little harder at this age, but I'm trying to be open.
Would you date younger?
I would. If you would have asked me, my barrier, my block is I'm not always open to dating strangers. Like, everybody I've dated, somebody knew them. I'm terrified of dating sites. I'm terrified of people that don't nobody know. Like, I have to get past that, and I think I'll be fine.
What do you feel like, what was the most difficult like experience that you had? You don't have to go into detail, but just kind of like, what prompted this journey to like find yourself and get some healing? Like, what was catapulting your life that kind of made you say, hey, I need to talk about this? Or because, you know, a lot of us women, we go through things silently. Would you say it's one thing that you went through in particular? You don't have to give a lot of details, but just to kind of say, hey, you know what, I need some healing. I need to go on this journey and strip myself completely and to rebuild who I am, really.
I would say that for me, it was repetition, like hearing people kind of say the same things about me, or cycles just repeating in my dating life, or just me feeling like a failure in certain things that just kept leading to depression and anxiety. And I'm like, okay, something got to give, because I don't like anxiety and I'm tired of being depressed. So that's kind of what pushed me. Like, I'm seeing the same things happening over and over, and then I'm hearing the same thing. So at some point, I got to look at myself.
That's good. That's accountability is so important. A lot of people don't know you are the reason that I've done this channel. You have pushed me. You were my accountability partner. So I do thank you, because baby, I would have been another 2 years and not doing it. So you were my person that was like on me, like, girl, post, do this, do that. So I do thank you for that.
Of course.
What would you say 5 things you need in a relationship? Let's say God built you this perfect person. What does that look like for Kisha? For light-skinned Kisha? Oh my God, I hate that.
So just thinking right off the top of my head, definitely emotionally available. I need a person to be emotionally available. I need consistency. I need them to be healed, because 2 broken people is just, yeah. He needs to be healed or willing to go on this journey with me. So that's 3. Let me see. Yeah. Stability. At this point, I think a person should be stable. I don't need like the richest person. You know, I don't care about 50,000, 65. We can go to any type of restaurant. That ain't my thing. But like, I do need you to be stable, and I need you to have a good financial mindset and family oriented, you know, because my family is growing. I'm a grandmother. My kids still around. I want to know that you treat your kids well. If you have kids, you cannot want kids though. That's a deal breaker.
That's some good things. That's some good. I know some of my subscribers are gonna want to know. So I want to take a little turn. Like I mentioned, you know, you are one of my core friends that I appreciate. I talk to every day. So I want to dive in a little bit about friendships. Are you okay with that?
Totally okay.
When we first met, what was your impression of me?
We met through my little sister, so I would say that I didn't really try to know much about you at that time, but then we worked at US Sailor together, so we started chatting, and I'm like, oh, she cool. So I always thought you were a really good person, and you had great financial advice, and I needed that. I still need that all my life. So
okay, on your journey as you become fully healed and you're, you know, finding your self-worth, what would you say our friendship, how does it tie into that?
So I would say on this journey, I have compartmentalized, if that's a word, friendships. So I've actually been able to see the value in each and every one of my friends, and I kind of lean on that for the areas that I need to grow in. I have my friends that's going to quote the Bible like no other and tell me God loves you when I doubt that He is hearing where I am as I'm getting closer to Him. Then I have, you know, some married friends that I'm like, I can see friendship in their marriage. So I can take tips on how they got there. And then to speak to our friendship has evolved a lot because the person that I was would have probably strayed away from our friendship because you can be very in your face. I don't care what you think, this is what you need to do. But the person that I'm becoming values that, because if I'm not faced with the things that I'm doing wrong, how can I grow? So I definitely value that. Sometimes I still don't like your delivery, and I tell you, listen, I ain't gonna receive that the way you want me to receive it. But I do value that it's honesty there, because if you don't have that friend that's gonna hold you accountable and be like, no, you was wrong. No, you shouldn't do that. You should expect this. That person is not doing you right. Like, that's gonna call things out. Then you're gonna always have this vision that you're right, that you're in this perfect place, and we all got to grow. So I do really value that about our friendship, and I appreciate it, because a lot of my other friends just kind of and if y'all watching this, no offense, but y'all dump on me, okay? So a lot of my friends just dump on me, and they always need the advice, and they just, can you hear me out? But I feel like it's a back and forth with us, and that's needed.
Absolutely. I totally 1000% agree. Friendships are different. One person you'll go work out with who will get on you and hold you accountable. One person you'll go to the bars with. That's not the same person you'll sit down and talk about scriptures with. I mean, it can be, but it's not always the situation. And as we get older, we realize that, like you said, you value each one of your friendships as what they are. What's next for you as you navigate this YouTube channel that you've started? Are you planning to write another book? What's your joy, your passion? What is next for you?
My passion is cooking, but I realize it's not cooking in a catering way. So I am actually going to have like a cooking class. I'm going to do Wind Down Wednesdays with Kay, and people can join. It'll be like a $10 fee, but I'm going to teach you how to cook quick meals. We can have wine. We're going to have R&B music. We just going to have a vibe, and it's about to get cold outside. So I'm like, yeah, that'll be something nice to do, and that'll grow my circle and hopefully help my journey too, because it's going to get me out of my comfort zone and, you know, allow me to meet new people. So that's one thing. Another thing is I am working on another book that I've been working on for like 5 years, but a lot of stuff blocked it. I'm back now. I really need to finish that book, but I think it is aligned with where I am, because it does kind of have God in it. So as I'm growing closer to God, I do feel like now I can finish the book, because I know how I want it to end. A big thing in my life right now is growing closer to God. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like there is not a fear of where I'm going to end up at the end of this life. It is. And I just want to be in His presence. And the closer I get in His presence, the more I know I can be a better friend, a better person, a better mom, a better grandmother, and yeah, just be aligned with things that's gonna make me better.
Okay. On this channel, I want to, like I said, keep it very authentic. And saying that, we're almost done. Thank you so much for your time. What's something you feel that you haven't gotten there yet? You're still working on? What are some of your insecurities that you want to mention that you still, you know, it's not there yet, you know?
2 things. Well, probably 3. Just go with the flow on it. But I've learned that I have connection issues. I have serious connection issues. I just realized that Like I don't feel connected to people like I should.
When you say connected, sorry to interrupt. When you say connected, you mean in a spiritual sense, or just when you're around them, or what?
I think I mean in a sense of like, if it dissolves, it dissolves. Like I could be by myself too much, and that's not good. Like you should really want to be drawn into family. You should really want to be drawn into friend dates and things like that. I get to points where I'm like, yeah, I want to be around people, but I'm too comfortable being by myself. And that's really not good. So I want to learn how to connect more so that I can value and get something from different, relationships. Right now, I just feel like, I don't know if it's just years of trauma or what, but I'm trying to figure that out. So that's a big thing I'm trying to overcome. And then the other thing I would say is fear, success. I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes I think I have a fear of the accountability that's going to come when I make it. So I pause on a lot of stuff. Like I procrastinate and I hate it. Say my channel went crazy, right? Now I got to be consistent. It's accountability there. I become a bestseller. Now I got to push out more books. I love it, but when it becomes like an accountability attached to it, I think I get afraid of it. So I'm trying to push past that.
I really like that last point, because a lot of people don't think about that. That's such a good point. The fear of success. I know I'm great. You are a great writer. You're a great spoken word. You have great ideas, but you don't press forward because you have a fear of success. Where would you say that came from? Has it always been that way? Childhood or what?
I think it comes from me feeling like I always had to be perfect. Like I always felt like, even with school, if I got a C, I cried. Like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. Like, I always felt like I just had to get things right. And I think it's just so many things that come with that. Like, I felt like I had to just get things right all the time. Like I couldn't fail. So yeah, I don't know. So I think once I get out of my head and stop thinking about, oh, you gotta be perfect, like people gonna always like what you do. They not. I think I'll be afraid of too, like the naysayers. But
okay, that's good. I understand what you're saying. So going back to your worthy experience, do you feel you are worthy of success?
That's why this is a journey. That's why it's a diary. It's a video diary for me, because as I grow with that channel, if people watch it, they'll see me evolve. They'll see my confidence changing. And it's like the more that I get confident and just grounded in my worthiness, that's why it's embracing the worthy experience, because I'm embracing that worth. I'm growing in it. It's a journey. And it's like, I smile thinking about it, because that's where I'm going to grow. Like, that's why I don't care about it being on Facebook or Instagram or none of that, because it's for me. So
I love that for you. I love that for you. I definitely see a difference, even from a year ago. So we're going to wrap up this interview. Let the viewers know where they can find your books. Like I said, I'll insert them, but where can they buy them?
So my books are on Amazon, and they are under K.S. or no, KS. Period. My first book is actually under my full name, Kisha Shanklin. But if you can figure that out, Kisha Shanklin, it is really worth it. It's called Cage. That is probably like one of my best. That's one of my best books. Yeah, it's really, really good. So check it out.
At the end of these series, I figured I'm going to do one thing where you say a friendom. So we've been friends a long time, of course. What's one thing that you like about me or love about me, and one thing that I need to work on?
So I say the thing that I love about you is that you are really receptive to feedback. I do think that, like, when I say I'm feeling a certain way, or you could have done this, you could have did that, I do see you try and make an effort to do that. I also love that you are not judgmental, because sometimes you even tell me, like, give yourself grace. And I even tell people to give themselves grace, but sometimes I don't. So even in the worst of worst, you probably could be sitting there thinking, like, how do you get here? But you'll be like, well, tomorrow is a new day. Like, you could do it. So I definitely like that. The one thing that I would say you could work on, we already identified, like, delivery. Your delivery can be strong when you are sure of something. And that just goes back to communication, like being able to know the people around you communication style, so that you can deliver what you're trying to say. Because you could be right, but when you're passionate about it, baby, like, I don't care. I'm your friend. I'm gonna tell you, like, it's like, okay, I get it. So I would say that the delivery on some things.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much. I appreciate the
Don't be
feedback.
cutting me off on that part.
Right, let's get wrap this on up. So, for your cooking class, you said that you have a tentative date or not yet?
October 2nd.
October 2nd.
So
Okay.
details to come.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in and being part of the France Clan. We love you. We are proud of you. We adore you. And have a good night.
All right, love you too. Bye.